Well, I joined way back in 1968. So obviously it was a lot different then compared to now, and things have moved on quite dramatically, for the better, I have to say. I mean, women in the 60s and 70s, if you got married and you got pregnant, you had to leave the service. You don't have to do that anymore. You actually can have a family. But obviously the pay was different, so the men got more money than we did because they were, could go to war, armed guards and things like that, because we didn't carry weapons in them days. That all changed in 1982. We said, well, it was voluntary initially. Would you carry arms? And I said, oh yes, yeah, that's absolutely fine. And then they brought it in compulsory shortly after that. So we then got equal pay. So it's 47 years since I've been here. Of course, the border was closed then, and it was completely different. And I've just seen such a change actually since I've been back. I just can't believe the changes.
So you mentioned the border closure. This is actually the 50th anniversary, the year of the closure.
Yes, I saw that,
So
yes.
do you have any memories of the time that it was closed?
Well, I remember when I was posted here in June 1970, very, same time really, and obviously you didn't have any fresh milk, it was all tin milk, and I don't even take milk these days actually because the tea with condensed milk wasn't very pleasant. And but you still enjoyed it. We used to go to Tangier quite often, or one of the other girls, we went to Spain and Portugal. We went, boat over to Tangier, back over to Algeciras, train up to, all over the place. So you did get around still.
I've been here a few times to the base and see many, many changes on the rock.
So what are some of the most prominent changes you've noticed over the years?
The reclamation of land, the building of the many apartments, the increase in the traffic, definitely. Those are the main things really, and it's very, very busy now. It always was a busy place, but it's very busy now.
My parents had their honeymoon out here, so my connection goes back quite a long time. But then when I joined the RAF, when I was serving at RAF Kinloss, I was a junior engineering officer, Jengo, with the Nimrods, and came out here on detachment in the early 90s, and I met my husband here. So we would arrange to go out with the whole crew, and then only John and I would turn up, so they were generally setting us up together. So, but it worked. So that was 25 years ago, and we're still together now.
And how has the airfield actually changed since your time here?
Well, in many ways, actually, it hasn't. So VAS is still looks as if it's the same building that we visited 20-odd years ago. But as Patricia said, it's a lot more built up and a lot busier traffic-wise, and a lot more modern buildings have obviously sprung up, and the new airport building, which is quite striking. So yeah, lots of changes.